Welcome back. Welcome back. Old show, Welcome Back, Kotter. For those of you in your 40s and 50s, it was a great show starring, it was like John Travolta, one of his first roles ever. It was Frankie Barbarino. All right, lots going on, lots to get through here. We're going to have Michael Johns with us right after this. He's one of the co-founders of the Tea Party movement. Now, I don't know. If you're watching the show on Biz TV, thank you. Also, follow us on Facebook, because on the commercials, I stay live. We play other clips and stuff that may not be ready for national television, but they're still really good clips for people to get news they may have missed. But follow the page. Give us a share. Do something for us. We're making it happen every day, okay? And how many people do we have in the T-shirt contest? We have
30.
T-shirt contest. We're giving away these new babies. These are some new puppies we just got made here. Liquid Lunch T-shirts. You missed the drawing for today. We had over 30 people ask for a shirt. We're going to rattle one off. Vinny Barbarino, right? I have a friend, Frank Barbarino. Vinny Barbarino. All right. Let's see. Let me see GFX3, Nico. So you got some people out there in the Twitter sphere that are really good at constantly popping stuff out. And I follow some of them. Nico follows some of them. And this guy, Paul Sperry, he's always on top of stuff. He says, crickets from Biden camp. When asked by press, does the presumptive president-elect pledge to allow the criminal probe led by USA Durham into how the Obama administration conducted an investigation of Trump campaign to run its course and not interfere in it? So the questions are being asked, but much like Joe Biden's campaign where he hid in his basement, no questions, no real questions are being answered. But yet we have the press chasing the vice president out of the office, out of the room, telling him that he's destroying American democracy and stuff because Donald Trump hasn't conceded election where they're still counting ballots and there are still a bunch of lawsuits out there. So figure that out, okay? GFX4, and I'm talking about Pennsylvania all the time here. Pennsylvania is ours. You could put it on the record. I think, and I don't have any factual evidence of this right now, but I think from my legal scholars, Donald Trump says evidence of voter fraud continues to grow, including 20,000 dead people on the Pennsylvania voter rolls, many thousands all over the country. Now there has been an artificial number of votes in favor of Joe Biden. And then he, hashtag tags OAN on there. I don't know why he doesn't tag Newsmax also on there. But so 20,000 dead people voted in Pennsylvania. There's still this other lingering story out there out of the Buffalo Chronicle that Skinny Joe Merlino from Philadelphia put together a late night operation where they were making up ballots. I happen to know a guy who I saw in the paper. He was representing Skinny Joe Merlino, and he said that it's not true. He would die before he would rat and blah, 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 blah. But, it's funny that, if you didn't do it, you wouldn't be talking about ratting. So, but I don't know. There's nothing out there except one article out there from the Buffalo Chronicle. Now, over in Georgia, where they're finding ballots, where they're going back and forth. There's a runoff for the Senate seat. But many weird things were happening in Georgia. As we saw, 6,700 votes were found. It turned out Donald Trump wound up with plus 500 votes. But in Floyd County, Georgia, okay, what? You just said 2, GFX 2. Oh, SOT 2. Okay. A little miscommunication. Here's Rudy talking about how many affidavits they have in Detroit. And this supports, now Michigan, we're talking about Detroit, Michigan. We had Patrick Byrne the other day. He's funding an independent group of technologists and data scientists who are figuring out where all the anomalies and irregularities are. They point to 4 counties in Michigan that had these crazy throughput numbers. They couldn't have processed this many ballots, okay? And then all of a sudden, if you want to start trying to put the pieces together, here's what Rudy said yesterday went on in Michigan, and they have sworn affidavits to support it.
4 affiants here, those are people who give affidavits, report an incident that under any other circumstances would have been on the front page of all your newspapers if it didn't involve the hatred that you have, irrational, pathological hatred that you have for the president. What they swear to is that at 4:30 in the morning, a truck pulled up to the Detroit center where they were counting ballots. The people thought it was food, so they all ran to the truck. It wasn't food. It was thousands and thousands of ballots. And the ballots were in garbage cans, they were in paper bags, they were in cardboard boxes, and they were taken into the center. They were put on a number of tables. At that time, they thought all the Republican inspectors had left, all but 2 had, and an employee of Dominion, who we will address a little bit later, Dominion. And here's what they jointly swear to: that every ballot that they could see, everything they could hear, these were ballots for Biden. When they saw a ballot, these were ballots only for Biden, meaning there was no down ticket, just Biden. Many of them didn't have anything on the outer envelope because these ballots were produced very quickly, very swiftly, and they're estimated to be a minimum of 60,000, maximum of 100,000. Many of them were triple counted, which means they were put into the counting machine this way. Once, twice, 3 times. I didn't see that. I don't know that, but for the fact that 3 American citizens are willing to swear to it.
All right. I mean, that's Rudy, and he was lighting it up yesterday. Now, look, there's a lot of showmanship here. There's a lot of political theater going on. There's no doubt about that, okay? But you have here some of the most credible people in the U.S. legal system. Rudy Giuliani was America's mayor, but for those of you who don't know, he took on the mob and he took on Wall Street when he was a U.S. prosecutor here in New York, and he cleaned up this city in a lot of ways as mayor, okay? That's a law and order guy there. Sidney Powell is a U.S. attorney and prosecutor. Lynn Wood, one of the finest attorneys on earth. He got Nicholas Sandmann a big settlement from CNN for slandering him. He got Richard Jewell a big settlement after he was falsely accused of being the Olympic bomber. Real credible people coming out and saying categoric things, and it starts making you think, are these people putting their whole entire career on the line, their whole reputation, their whole credibility, so that they can extend the president's term by a few more weeks? If they knew they were dead, they'd be making a lot more statements that were hedging the position instead of outward, in-your-face, proactive, which will be right after this when we're joined by the co-founder of the Tea Party movement, Michael Johns. He'll be with us right here on Stop the Steal.